They say that journalism is the art of writing with absolute authority about something you know nothing about. And it is very rare that we see that definition on such full display as we do in this video.
Angry when teens trashed his shop, he fired off a gun. And as it now stands, that owner is in some serious trouble, facing several charges. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Lucy Noland.
And I'm Ian Page. Police say it all started when the teens walked into that store last night in Somerdale and then tried to buy beer. Fox 29's Dawn Timoney joins us live outside Northeast Detectives in Mayfair. Dawn.
Well, Ian, police say that this store owner, is in big trouble. He's facing a number of charges, including 2 felony charges. Police say the teens were definitely harassing this store owner, but that does not justify pulling out a gun and firing it. You can see the mess outside Kenny's place on the corner of Somerdale and Sanger. Police say 2 teens trashed the takeout beer store inside and out around midnight after the owner, Hang Long Ing, refused to sell one of them a cigar.
That upset the kid. He came back with a friend. There were some words back and forth, and then he emptied some trash cans out in front of the store and inside the store.
The confrontation escalated, and what happened next behind the store has left everyone stunned.
The disturbance went to the rear of the store, and for some reason, that's when the 27-year-old store owner had his firearm with him, and he fired 1 shot.
Police say the teen was hit in both hands.
It appears that the 16-year-old shooting victim put his hands up and had both of his hands together, and that's why he was struck by the 1 bullet.
Investigators say the teenager made a run for it and was taken to a nearby hospital by a family member. 1 bullet casing from a semi-automatic gun was recovered from the scene. Police say the store owner turned over his weapon and did cooperate. The confrontation, however, was caught on store surveillance and cameras from nearby businesses, so they say there's no doubt about what happened.
I think he just lost his cool, and he was being harassed, and it doesn't justify shooting someone, but I think that's what the overall bad judgment call by the store owner.
Investigators say if that store owner had simply called 911, this story would have a much different ending. He wouldn't be looking at serious charges. By the way, those 2 teenagers are not facing any charges just yet.
So this reporter, living in her little fantasy land, would have us believe that if a little store owner calls 911, the cops are going to arrive en masse to put the bad guys in jail. You know, the bad guys who were destroying his store, threatening him, beating him, attacking him. Those guys. No, but here's the truth, and the truth that we've seen many times demonstrated on this channel. Thinking of a story we did out of Detroit. There are several black people in a store in Detroit. The shop owner has a little remote camera. He calls up 911 and he goes, "Hey, there's some people in my store right now. You got to go, they're robbing my place right now. Go get them." They go, "No, we're not going." They don't show up for hours. And so whenever you see something like in California recently, they changed the misdemeanor amount from a couple $100, like $100 up to $900. That's the, if you go over 900, it becomes a felony. Well, that doesn't just affect sentencing. It also affects how cops roll on certain things. Cops don't roll through these little grocery stores having problems with shoplifters and people harassing them. In a place like Philadelphia, in a region like Philadelphia, the people who have those little stores, they're known as interlopers. They're known as people that just come into the neighborhood, take out money, and leave. They are the crooks. So when a couple of black people walk into the store and demand cigars or cigarettes or beer, as these kids did, and they don't get it, cops are not going to be in the least bit concerned if those kids trash the store. I mean, this is something these small store owners experience every day. Relentless hostility and abuse from black people in and around their store. Okay, should they even be there? I don't know. They decided that's how they're going to support their families. But the fact is, he's there. They suffer relentless abuse. He pulls a gun out to try to protect his property. And now the cops arrest him because we know those kids that were attacking him, they were really the victims of In this case, Asian racism. And the Asian guy, everybody knows Asians hate black people because they're always ripping them off in these little stores. So they arrest the Asian guy, let the black kids go free. At the end of the day, it's a pretty good day's work because after all, nobody got the black kids angry.